Welcome, everybody. Welcome, man, to another episode, edition, however you want to put it, of the Powwow with the Pals. I'm your man, the one and only. We just go chop it up and just talk about what we got to talk about tonight, man. So I got to get everything done. Y'all hear me loud and clear?
Loud and clear, like clean water.
Yes.
Man, we are so happy to have our guests on tonight. Again, I'm Brian.
I'm Vanessa.
We're the Pals.
We're the Pals.
And we have something special tonight. We have our singles on tonight, and they're going to be here talking about their journey. Oh man, it will be an exciting episode tonight about the journey, about their journey through singlehood. What else? It's going to be their journey about.
Just talking about like
what man, have the thing on. So, so we there.
We're
Yeah, we there.
oh, okay.
You see the camera, don't
you? Yeah. I didn't know what was going on, but we here.
We here. I'm Brian.
I'm Vanessa, and we're the Pals.
Don't laugh at us, y'all. We just trying to get everything together and everything.
Technical issue.
Couple of technical difficulties. We have some amazing guests on tonight, and we're gonna have us a good little time and everything. And we just ask everybody mute your mics when you're not talking and everything. And we're gonna rock and roll. We're gonna have us a good time tonight, man. So without further ado, we got our first person here, George Gunpowder. Introduce yourself, man.
What up, everybody? This is Gunpowder, George. Let's just have some fun. Let's get it. That's it. Let's go and get it.
There you go. He said, let's just have some fun. Let's go and get it. All right. We got our next person up. We got our girl, Miss Terry. She's up. Miss Terry, introduce yourself to everybody.
Hey, everybody. This is Terry, and I'm ready. I'm looking forward to whatever tonight's got to bring. Pretty sure we got some pretty good information in store for you all night. So sit tight and enjoy the ride.
Oh, man. I love that, Terry. I love it. I love it. Next up, we got Lily. Likia, introduce yourself, Lily.
Hi, I'm Talika, and I'm just here to answer some questions. Put it out there.
Say, put it out there, huh?
Put it out there.
I love it. I love it. Then we got my man Rian on here. Introduce yourself, man.
Everybody, I'm Lorenzo. And I'm like one shot list. Here so I won't get fined.
He say he here so he don't get fined. Man, how you guys day going and everything? First of all, that's how your day going.
It's going good.
It's going good. How you say it like that?
Well, today is my Friday, so I'm gonna have to work tomorrow, and I'm off Monday for the holiday. So hallelujah to that, because it's been a busy, crazy week at work.
Oh yeah.
So one day I worked 15 hours, so I'm cool. I need some rest.
That's a lot of hours.
I know. About 14. Or about 14. From 5 a.m. to I didn't get home till about 8.
You didn't. You did not. It was a long day. It was a long day, man. Mm-hmm. And we felt it. We know when you wasn't in the house, and the Roscoe and Brutus and all the pups, they know when you're not here and everything.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but I'm looking forward to this long weekend, holiday weekend. Get some Q on, relax, chill out, Netflix and crochet.
Netflix and crochet.
Netflix and crochet.
So we taking my line, G. Netflix and crochet.
That is it.
I definitely trying to crochet. So
you trying to crochet?
No, sir.
No crocheting, huh?
Yeah. So yeah. How you guys this weekend? George, Lily, Terry. George, how was your week so far? You off tomorrow?
No. I got 10 more hours. I've been doing 10-hour days all week. So
Okay. But you off Monday, right?
praise the Lord. Yep.
Okay. Lily, what about you?
What about you, Lee?
Um, my week's been okay so far. It's busy, but it's okay so far. I just came back from the city, so I'm good.
You
Travel.
know what? I got to get used to everybody saying the city because we're from St. Louis. So when they say the city, we thinking about the city in St. Louis and everything. But when I come up here to Peoria, I got to get used to people saying when they say the city, they mean Chicago.
Yep. Y'all the
So
loot.
we the Lou, and we got to get used to that and everything. So
Yeah.
get used to it. Hey guys, we ask everybody that's jumping on, like, share, and subscribe. We also ask you guys that's on here. I tagged you guys in on the Facebook post, attached it to your page and everything. It's public, and everybody gonna get a chance to see what we gonna talk about and chop it up tonight, man. So it's gonna be a good episode tonight. We got one more guest who's finishing up choir rehearsal, and she'll be on with us tonight too. So it's going to be a fun and intriguing night of just talking. So she just left up out of here and just made me to do this. So tonight's episode, guys, is we're talking about the single journey. The single journey.
Did you ask Terry how her day was?
Terry, we did ask Terry. Terry, how's your day?
My day has been quite insightful, literally. So
Tell us.
I've had a pretty strange day, but nevertheless, glad to be at this point right now.
Okay. Pretty insightful.
That was kind of like a joke due to the situation, but yeah.
Insightful.
yeah.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about now. But how are you feeling? Are you feeling good?
I'm feeling pretty good right now. Yeah, not too bad.
Ren, I gotta ask you, how's your day going? I know you on the road driving right now, truck driver life. Where you at? What city you in?
Laredo, Texas. I'm heading to South Carolina.
You going from Laredo, Texas to South Carolina?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My regular typical day, 14-hour work day.
Okay.
So when I get home, and I take it all off then.
There it is, man. There it is.
So he going by Lorenzo or game related? All right.
Hey, my guy going by what he go by, man. Hey, just don't call him late for dinner. That's it. Man, we're gonna have some fun tonight, man. So what we're gonna do tonight, I'm sending out the rest of our invites, but tonight's episode is gonna be about the single life.
Well, it's about the single life.
No, it's not.
But it's about everybody's journey, their own personal journey.
I like that. It is.
So, because you got someone here that have been married before, divorced, now they're single. You got some that are single, have not been married. So, and Lorenzo, have you been married? I can't hear you, Lorenzo. Turn your volume up.
He was on mute. Have you been married before?
No, sir. No, ma'am. I have not. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah.
We hear you.
Okay. So you haven't been married. Okay. So we'll talk about being married, divorced, single, and then we can also talk about dating, just single but dating, and what you're looking for and stuff. So it's a lot of different. It's a good season mixed on here.
It is. It's a lot of elements in here and everything.
Because for me, if I was single, like I always tell Brian, if I was single or like something were to happen to us, I wouldn't date again. Because baby, that pool out there is nasty work.
Oh man, she said the pool. The dating pool is pretty. It ain't that good though, for real. That's
Or
a-
I know my standards, you know what I'm saying? So I would be too scared because you got sex trafficking, you got weirdos. I mean, you got a lot of stuff going on. So it'll probably just me, myself, and God and my kids. And they ain't even kids, they young adults.
wow,
So I'll be straight.
wow.
So y'all chime in on that. What y'all think about me
What
saying
y'all?
I
Let
wouldn't
me ask
date
you.
again?
Yeah, again, what y'all think about the dating pool right now before we get into everybody's journey?
Come
Oh,
on,
Lily?
Lily, go ahead,
Go
chime
ahead,
in
Lily.
first.
aside from me, I mean, the dating pool is pretty much trash. The water is dirty. It's filthy. It's like it's dirty. Um, but Vanessa, whew, you ain't. I don't know. You ain't old enough to say no more forever, ma'am.
I'm a tough act to follow now. Hey, it is what it is.
I'll be 50 in June.
I ain't mad at
Less
you.
than in less
Ooh,
than a month.
you so old.
So
Ooh,
I know it ain't that old, but I mean, being with one person for 25 years,
right,
you know
right.
what I'm saying? So I don't think that I would, well, first of all, I would have to look at like, what can they bring to the table? You know what I'm saying?
Lily was just fleshly. That was a fleshly Lily.
Oh, that was a fleshly Lily moment.
Lily was thinking in the flesh, like, girl, you just can't be by yourself. You still young. You still got a little in you.
I see what you're saying, Lily, but go ahead.
Hey, we just talked about it. Go ahead.
I mean, it's just me. I just wouldn't. That's just me though. So Lily, you would. I mean, Lily's still dating. She ain't never been married though. So that's the thing.
That's the thing. She haven't been married. Lily, let us ask you this: were you ever close to getting married?
No,
Okay.
Never was engaged or anything.
no.
Okay.
Although it's the Christian way and everything else. Uh, I don't think I want to.
You don't want to?
No, I'm not. I'm not sure I want to.
Ain't
You
nothing
know
wrong
what that
with it.
means?
What do you mean, Terry?
It's you and
Ah.
Jesus for the rest of your life. That's what that means.
I just don't know. I don't. I don't like people enough. Apparently, people irritate me after a while. I don't know. Maybe it's not. Maybe I ain't even been in love right. So I don't know.
Tired just yet.
But I
Or
can't think
you?
of anybody that I would want to be bothered with that long. I just don't. I don't like nobody.
So
Like,
you just like moving the way you move, right?
I mean,
With nobody to answer to, correct?
it's not even about the fact of answering to nobody. It's about who I would be able to tolerate that long. That's a long time. Like she said, the pool is the pool, and it's just.
So here's a question for you, Lee. Can you be tolerated?
That's the tough part too, cause I'm. Woof.
That's a
Hey,
good point.
hey.
Because we can't make it one-sided. We were like, no, I can't deal with this, I can't deal with that. But can they deal with us?
A lot of patience. I'm gonna say that they got a lot of patience. A lot of patience.
You got to have a lot of patience dealing with you.
I mean,
Yeah.
yes, I guess.
You got to have a lot of patience dealing with you. Huh?
I'm like a walking contradiction in certain ways. So,
Okay. What about you, Terry? Tell us what's your how you think the date market is, Terry?
Well, I probably wouldn't know too much about the dating market because I have not been dating, like not at
Okay.
all. I won't say not since I've gotten my divorce, but I would say in the last handful of years. So I wouldn't have that experience of dating. Now, at this point, when it comes to dating, I would be a little bit more cautious now at my age and during this time than I would have in the past because everything is not like it seems now. You know, you got to be real careful about who you involve yourself with, who you engage yourself with. So it would be a little bit of it'd be fearful for me right now to do it. I would have to know that who I'm getting involved with was truly God sent. And then to be honest, you know, I'm at the age where I don't want to date for, just being honest, I don't want to date somebody for 5, 6, 7, 8 years. That, you know, that takes me out.
Right.
You know,
Mhm.
I would have to know that the person I'm with is sent. And then from that connection move in the right direction, if that makes sense. Because let's just be honest, if I'm professing to live a Christian life, dating is only going to take you so far before it leads you outside of the will of God if you don't do it correctly. And I'm just being honest,
Right.
you know, so I guess got to be truthful about that part. You can't tempt the dating life for long without falling into some of the experiences that you got to truly find yourself ready for. So
Yeah, that's very powerful, Terry. It's very good too. You definitely gotta be able to navigate those waters. Gang related. Ren, what's up?
What's up with?
Tell us what you think about dating pool, man.
Well, I don't think the dating pool is trash. What I think is too many misguided people in there. And that means what I'm saying is, remember when you were in school and they lined y'all up and you played the game where they said count off by 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All the ones go over here, all the 2s go over there, all the 3s go over there. And y'all communicate to each other. What I'm simply saying is, on the math level, nobody knows who they should be dealing with.
Okay.
You got 3s trying to talk to 1s, 2s trying to talk to 1s and 3s, and it's like, nah, you're supposed to be over there dealing with them over there. And if you stick to your stream or your river, that's where you find your mate.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That is
I wouldn't say it's trash. I just say it's a bunch of misguidance going on. And when you know you're dealing with a plethora of misguided people, it's trying the best to stay hands off.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point, man.
One, I'm not cut from the cloth of I'm going to date you for love. Over here is about duty and responsibility. So if you're talking about love, I'm automatically went the other way on. That means I'm a 3, you're supposed to be over there with 1s.
Mm-hmm.
But I keep running into the ones that don't want to move on that one. They want to move on the love. And look, to me, love is just, it's a verb. It's an action. So you got to have duty and responsibility before you can even get to there.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. G Money, what you think about the dating pool? Gunpowder. What do you think about the pool?
I kind of have almost like 2, 3 responses. One part is trash. One part is I don't know, and then the other half is like, you know what? I'm not really trying to. It's one of those, you know what, God, you're gonna have to just show me, because yeah. I didn't know until I got divorced how interesting it is to be single. So the dating pool is. It's not like I'm out here just dating everybody, but selection. You got to choose wisely.
Right.
So you say the dating pool got to choose wisely. So
yeah,
I agree with that.
It's almost like fishing. You want a certain style of catfish or a certain size, you got to go to the right hole, the right honey hole. If you go to the wrong lake or creek, you're gonna catch that trash.
Yeah.
One man's trash, the next person's trash.
That part too.
Yeah.
That's it. So we gonna talk about this, the journey that you guys, a lot of you guys walked this journey and everything. About the divorce journey. A lot of people, it's only a couple people that's on here that's been divorced. Let's talk about this divorce journey. This is something that's been, and Vanessa's been divorced too. So if you guys never knew that, she's been divorced too.
So that's another reason why, like I said earlier, I wouldn't date again because I've already been married twice.
Yeah.
So it's like I think I'm just at that. I would be at that point where I'm like, I'm good. So I don't know. I mean, there ain't nothing wrong with a little friend, but as far as like dating and being single, trying to go into,
Did you say a little friend?
yeah, I'm acting like my mama
You
now.
flashly, man. You flashly. You and your flesh too. A little friend.
Mama, she got a little friend. Now my mama definitely, right. Why is that? Yeah, so like my mom, she's in her she's 83.
Well, she was
Should be
born in
84. Yeah.
1944. She 81.
Yeah. So she has a little friend, little guy friend from church. And they be going out, to dinner and stuff and everything. I'm mad at her and my daddy. They was married for almost 60 years. So, that's all she knew was my dad. So I ain't mad. I mean, a little friend ain't nothing wrong with a little friend.
Her and Elma.
For real. Brian thinks it's so hilarious.
It is so funny. I always mess with her. I say, you think your mama and Elma kiss? You think Elma squeezed the booty? I said, do you think Elma squeezed the booty?
Brian.
Stop, Patty.
Hey, but that's some of the things that you got to deal with.
Now, what was the question?
No, we was asking about the divorce for George and Terry.
Yeah. So first of all, how long were you guys married?
There it is.
Terry, how long were you married?
I was married 21 years.
Okay.
21 years.
Okay.
Wow. And how long you been divorced?
I've been divorced since 2019.
2019.
Okay.
Wow.
But y'all wouldn't still like together, like just on paper, y'all got divorced in 2019. Okay.
Yep, we got divorced in 2019, but it was just it's a crazy journey, One of those things where when I got married, in my mind, that was it. It was one of those what God put together things, and it was just my decision, and that was how it was going to be. And even after things started happening, and he sort of started going his own way, I never picked up and just like when I knew he was gone, I never picked up and tried to follow him, try to go where he was. I stayed put. And being a person who was raised in a church, I didn't believe in divorce, nor did anybody else, just coming up in the Church of God in Christ church. So divorce just was not an option. So I held on just in the anticipation that it would change or get better. And it went on until eventually I had a conversation with, my pastor, and he was like, right now your marriage is in a state of confusion, and God is not the author of confusion. So in my mind, that was my let go for that. But even in the midst of everything that was happening, I didn't like stray or go for a whole the time that we were together. I just sat there and patiently waited. And, I waited until it was just time that I knew it was just time to let it go. And even after all of that time, I would never come on and like bash or say something negative about him. I would just, it was unfortunate it didn't work out, but I'm a firm believer that it may not have been that it was the wrong choice, but sometimes we make the right decision outside of God's timing,
and it still doesn't work. So
Mhm.
I have to look at it like that, to where, I can't say, I would never say it was a mistake. I would just say it somewhere we operated outside of God's time and his will or something, and it just did not work. So yeah,
Now,
it was
did
a long
you guys
journey.
have any kids out there?
Yes.
Married?
No, yep, we had my son Sam,
Okay.
and that was an experience even for him. And
Mhm.
and just my children was like kind of grew up, I was married for 21 years, so all my children just kind of grew up with him being that father figure. But just with all the dysfunction, with him not being there and just seeing things we were going through, at some point I had to realize that what you show your children is like teaching them that,
Yeah.
so you have to at some point do something different, because I didn't want my sons to think that this was just normal or how you treat a woman. I didn't want my daughter to think, okay, this is just how you allow yourself to be treated. So I had to do something different, so they wouldn't, they would know that there's something different, and it's something better that they can look for. So what we allow, we teach. So I didn't want to do that. So
Wow. So when you knew, when did you realize, like, hey, this is not working? When did you realize that this was not working? And after the divorce and you going through, what was your next steps? Because I know a lot of people, when they go through a divorce, they probably talk to a counselor or somebody, talk to their pastor. But what was your next step after you guys, after you realized it wasn't working, it was over, and that you were going to officially divorce? What was next for you?
My next was healing, because not knowing what the future would hold, and if God would lead me to someone else, I didn't want to carry what he imparted in me to someone else, and it would make for another dysfunctional situation. So my thing was to forgive him, forgive myself, and realize that everything happens for a reason, and I had to, I didn't want to be angry. I didn't want to point fingers and be angry. I want to carry that. And even if, I don't know what God has in store. I don't pretend to know the future, but I know for 21 years, it's like I held something in my hand and I was holding on to it. Yeah. And then I just visualized God trying to give me something else, but I couldn't receive it because I'm holding on to something I should have let go. So wow. I let it go. And now I don't know what's going to happen from here, but I've experienced being single, being married, and now being single again. So I've traveled like on both sides. So if God does it again, he does. And if he doesn't, I've experienced it. So it ain't like I missed it, but I'm staying open for options now.
Okay. Thank you for just sharing that powerful story, Terry. George!
What up, player?
You were divorced. How long were you married for, George?
10 years. 10 married years. For 10 years, yep.
How many children you guys have?
3 absolutely beautiful children. My babies. Y'all see my babies? Oh, yeah. 3 beautiful kids. 2 girls, 1 boy.
3 children out the deal. When did you realize in the marriage that everything was not going the way it's supposed to go and everything? And I know you, and how hard did you fight?
I fought. Not physically, but I fought. Emotionally, spiritually. But it wasn't just the marriage that I was fighting. I had to fight myself. So with us getting divorced, first of all, I didn't even know it. I got surprised with the divorce. I didn't even know I was divorced. It was a random, oh, okay. Okay. 10 years, I couldn't imagine 21, but 10 years is a long time to be with a person. You get so used to things with them. And so with me, when I got divorced, or when I found out I was divorced, the whole season, or like you said, when did I kind of know? It started. Mine was a slow trickle. Anybody that's been in my circle, kind of, they could see it. It was like, okay, and it was a slow trickle, and then eventually it just hit the fan. To the point, I struggled. I struggled hard. Like I struggled. Um, Lost weight, uh, lost teeth, all that. Um, Damn near lost my mind, literally. And I can say, bro, if it wasn't for you and certain other people in my corner, bro, I would have lost it. I would have lost it. Like you always hear, divorce is almost like death. You grieve. I didn't understand what that meant until it actually hit me upside the head. Like I grieved hard, hard, to the point I stopped going to church. I just gave up, and I'm not closed off to love. I'm not closed off to dating again. Um, I just know now there's certain things like women always say. There's a certain standard and a certain prerequisite that has to happen. If it don't, we can't rock. We can't. So certain standards that I do have, not that I never had them, but now they're illuminated, like very strong. So certain things that are required from me as a man, especially a man of God. Yeah, divorce will it rocked my world to the point I lost everything I had. When I say everything, I mean everything. My home, lost contact with my kids for a minute. Lost what my I thought was my best friend. Damn near lost my mind, but thank God I kept my job. So didn't lose that, because that right there probably would have no money either. So it caused me to be nobody knows. Everybody around me been trying to figure out what's going on. It caused me to end up. I grieved so hard I ended up homeless.
Wow.
Only certain people like you already knew, but I ended up homeless. Like I'm talking about, I ain't talking about like shelter homeless. I'm talking about like outside homeless. Like, but still coming to church. You would have never known. Like, you would never know. So, like I would have to. You would come pick me up early so I can go to church, wash my butt, and hurry up and try to iron my clothes in church, so I can get up on the praise team and go sing. But nobody would have known. They just knew, oh, he going through divorce, or they going through. But divorce, you have to be careful. Marriage, you have to be careful because, or relationship, let's go all the way back. Relationship, you have to be careful because you got to know what you're signing up for. You have to. When you get to a certain point of intimacy with your significant other, and I ain't talking about physical, but I'm talking about there's a certain type of intimacy that y'all have that look with the whole conversation with a look, things y'all share, private things, open things that y'all do, that it tends to bond you real tight. And then to lose it all, it'll crush you. It'll crush you.
And when you said because I know exactly what you were talking about and everything, and the hurt. I know the initial hurt, and you just felt like you lost your best friend and everything. But I talked to one of my other buddies. He went through a divorce, and even my brother. I talked to my brother when he went through a divorce with his first wife, and he broke down when I picked him up. We was at my mom's house. He just broke down, and he said he didn't want to get a divorce. He said it made him feel like a failure in the marriage and everything. He said he said I don't like failing at anything, but he said going through that divorce made me. I thought I was a failure and everything. So, what did you guys kind of like experience a little bit of that? That thought that like I failed at this and everything.
Oh yeah, definitely thought about that.
And I felt like I also felt like I was being rejected, but I guess because of how the situation happened. So like, different parts for people, it's like, depending on what happened makes you feel a certain way. So like I did feel the failure, but I also felt like rejection.
Yeah. Yeah.
And abandonment. Throw that on it too.
Abandonment.
Because all those feelings, they creep in. You feel rejected.
Mhm.
You feel like a failure. You feel like you've been abandoned. You feel like you have the, it's not like awards me, but you have the, why don't nobody want me? What's wrong with me? You know,
Yeah.
yeah, you go through a ton of emotions,
Yeah.
a ton.
And I know that was from I know just the whole emotional gamut and everything. Ren, what about you, man? I know you ain't been married, but what about have you had one of those difficult breakups that you just like, man, let me reevaluate something on it. Let me reevaluate my approach or something. Have you had one of those difficult breakups, man, that just had you just recalibrate things?
My baby mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, my first child, well, my only child. We broke up, and I actually ended up having to sit down, and I went through therapy and all that.
Wow.
And it was mainly because I had to come to grips and realize that all my children are not coming from the same one. That was one of my goals. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if I wanted more, I had to walk away from a goal that I have set for myself.
Put that
down.
So once I got past that, though, and we talking early 20s, you know, I never had another. I never had another serious breakup where it affected me mentally.
Yeah, you learned from that breakup. How old were you when you had that breakup?
21, 22.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Did you would you say you learned something from that, even though you were younger at the time? Did you say you learned a lot from that relationship?
I did. I learned one of the biggest things that I learned is, and this goes for me, it don't go for nobody else. Be mindful of a woman that with a lot of friends. Because friends ultimately is what. What I learned mainly was be mindful of women that keep a lot of friends, that keep a lot of fake friends.
Yeah.
Because that ultimately is what destroyed us. The friend conversation. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, the friend conversation. This is gonna happen. He's gonna do this. He's gonna do that. Applying their energy over
into your relationship.
You know what I mean? It was a learning experience for her too, because she had to realize that what we got going on, nobody else needs to have an input on.
That's it. That's very. That's so true.
So as I progressed in life, whenever that friend conversation came up, they're my walking papers. Because I know what page is on now. As soon as it becomes what my friend said, okay, that means it's time for me to go. The ultimatum is next. Either you do it this way or that way. And I've tried it out. Like I've tested the waters to see if it really gonna continue to happen like that. Then once you catch on to it, and you know, you come to learn that us as people, we are a species of repetition. Things are always going to repeat itself, and once you catch it in the repetition, it's like you automatically know. Now you can set yourself up and pursue it, you still know which way it's going to go, or you can get out of line.
Yeah.
Hey, and I'm not saying that I've made the right decision on all of those. No, I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is I've never had the empty feeling again, to where I invested so much in a person and it still ran the route the friend wanted to run, even though it was 10 person to a brick wall. You know? So, and you know, it also made me What it also did, I changed my approach. I
Yeah.
stopped using terms like, in other words, trying to put myself on to. I start just simply using I simply say this. When problems arise, and they'll always arise, well, woman that God has for me, guess what? She's not going to entertain it.
Yeah.
So
That
it's
is
time
so
for me to
true.
go. It's time for me to go.
Oh man, that is powerful, brother.
Mhm.
Lily,
You know, so
what about you? What about you? A breakup that you may have had that just rocked you. And I know you weren't married, but a breakup that just devastated you, that you had to step back and recalibrate.
Or like a long
Long
relationship.
relationship.
I've only been in one relationship.
Really?
My adult life, yes. I've only been in one.
Okay.
That was with my daughter's dad, my youngest daughter. Um, eh, it was a lot going on in that one, so it was a lot of back and forth, makeup, breakup situation. But and I was hurt by a lot of different things. But ultimately, what I knew before I even got in a relationship, I knew he wasn't the one for me. But I knew, like, because I was trying something different. Because what I went for before wasn't working. I was attracted to initially, did that, it wasn't working for me. So I tried to approach. And I allowed more time to, because in the past it's like you got the physical attraction. So like the physical attraction, but then it's like you have the physical attraction, then at the time like not necessarily always, but it's like, dang, he's stupid, after you get past the, and then it's or something like that. And it's like, okay, or I'm bored, or he, something like that. A lot of times that didn't work. And her dad tried to talk to me for years, and I'm just like, I ain't like him. Wasn't attracted to him. Everybody, well, he's a nice guy. I'm like, then you talk to him. I don't like him. And I was cool with him. He was my friend. And I knew he liked me, but I didn't want to spend time. They're like, you don't spend time getting to know him. I don't want to, because I know he likes me. I don't like him. I don't want to lead him on, But after a while, I was like, okay, give him time, And I grew to like him as a person. I grew to love him, But ultimately, it was still stuff like I tried because he was a good person, in a lot of instances and things like that. So I wanted it to work out. But I knew in the back of my mind, head, and hearts of hearts that it wasn't the one. But it's like I could. I mean, he's his. Otherwise, I got this. And it's like, and then that's when I start thinking about things as far as relationships, marriages, and things like that. Because it with people, I feel if I marry, I would do like certain cultures. I don't feel like I would be marrying for love. I don't think I want to marry for love. I would marry for like stability. I would marry for that, like stability, relationships type stuff. And then as I age, just somebody
companionship then, huh?
Yeah, basically. Cause I mean, I don't know. I know love and view love. I just look at it different than a lot of people. So and I'm very stubborn in a lot of my ways as far as letting people close to me. Cause when I do love, I love hard. Goes for any relationships, friendships, anything like that. If I give the time and my care to you and my, I'm going to fight for it regardless. I'm not going to be stupid though. Don't get it twisted. Some relationships I know are still learning point stepping, to get from point A to B as lessons in life. but I wasn't hurt. I was hurt by, because also it was a cheating situation, not me though. So I was hurt when I first found out. Um, I was hurt by it, and I questioned myself that time and that time only. I was like, what? I'm like, he been trying to get at me all this time. Then he get me. Now he don't want me. It was, what's wrong with me? And then I thought about it. I'm awesome. What's wrong with him? Not just playing. But because after a while, I was like, but be realistic. You knew from the jump.
Yeah.
Wasn't for you. And instead of going our separate ways at that time, I was very prideful. So I didn't want her to have him because I don't want her to think she got the upper hand on me. So snatched him back. I took him back, dealt with him.
You say you snatched him back, and you probably in actuality should have let him stay.
Thing was after that there was no trust. And with the lack of trust with me was lack of respect. So at this point, at that point anyway, I was there because I didn't want her to have him. It was like, I don't want you, but I don't want her to have you either. And it was like, don't stay here till I feel like I'm done with you and I'm ready to get rid of you and I find somebody else. Don't get me wrong. I know it was the wrong reason, but that's why. And then after a while,
he hurt you because he hurt you. That's why, right?
Yeah. And not that I wanted to hurt him, but it was, you gonna stay here and be miserable till I'm happy somewhere else. But after a while, I realized I was blocking my own blessings. And in my future mate or whatever, because I wasn't happy there, but I wasn't happy because I was like, what did she get? Because it was like, I don't know, I can't think of it, but Beyonce got that song like, I did all this and I'd be danged if I let her, reap the benefits like all we done built up or whatever. But then it was just like, I'm not happy either way. So it's like I had to find my own happy again. It was like I was happy at a point before him. I just had to find my. And so at that point, I was able to let go, like, whatever. Do you be great?
Yeah.
Because you was holding on like that TV show For My Man on TV One.
Hold on.
Hold on.
Sometimes you gotta let things go. Crystal
clear.
Thank you for popping in. And I know you just got finished choir rehearsal and everything, but we were just talking about relationships and everything in the single walk, in the single journey. And being a Christian and being single too, man. And your journey. We were talking, and I asked, the question was posed. A lot of people that was going through divorces, that went through divorces, breakups. What do you recall any breakups or relationships, or what was your longest relationship? And when you guys broke up, what was the process after that?
I think you got on mute.
You muted. If you're talking, see, you muted. Unmute yourself.
I didn't even hear you say my name.
So we were talking. Did you hear the question?
Part of it. Go ahead, repeat it again.
What was the longest relationship you were in? And when you guys went through that breakup, what was the process after that? What was the process? And did you guys have any children?
The longest relationship I was in?
Yeah.
I guess the longest relationship I was in was my high school boyfriend. My senior year, and we were together until I was like 22.
Okay.
From like 17 to 22.
Okay.
So that relationship ended with cheating. And it was after he had proposed to me. So that's the only time I've ever actually been engaged.
So he asked
What?
he asked you to marry him,
Yep. Then cheated.
and then he cheated. Then
Yep.
it was infidelity. Wow.
He asked me to marry him, then
How
he
did you
cheated.
find it out? How did you find out?
My mama used to tell me something a long time ago. You don't have to go looking for nothing. She said, whatever's done in the dark will always come to the light.
That's a true
Absolutely.
statement, see.
And I think the girl was over his house,
Mm-hmm.
and his sister let me come in,
Mm-hmm.
and the girl was there.
Imagine that.
Shut up. Shut your mouth. We laughing because I too encountered a similar situation like that
It didn't involve me though.
with the person that you know quite well from U City High School.
Oh yeah, sure do.
Shut
Yeah.
up. Shut up.
So,
Go ahead, C.
and that I would say that's one of the breakups that kind of shook me. It took it really did rock me. It took me a while to kind of come back from that because gotta remember also I'm 20, 21.
And you can
And
spend the rest of your life with this gentleman, right?
right. And the crazy part about it was it's like this wasn't a situation where like, hey, if you don't propose or anything like that, then we gonna have to go our separate ways.
Uh-huh.
Like the whole proposal caught me off guard.
Wow.
I wasn't even like, of course I wanted to get married at some point, but I wasn't, and I thought that it could be him,
Uh-huh.
but I never through was like, you involved my friends, family, and you didn't have to.
Wow.
Like, if you wasn't ready for it, it's almost like he proposed and then the pressure got to him. And that's when he cheated.
His friend, what was did he used to hang out with a lot of friends and everything?
We all hung out together.
Oh wow. So the person he cheated with, did you know the person who he cheated with?
Eventually I did. Now here's the funny part about this is like karma.
Uh-huh.
He cheated on me with her. And then they stayed together for a little while. And he regretted being with her and kept trying to come back to me. And to this day, he will tell you that he married the wrong person.
Wow.
Oh, he got married to her too?
No, he didn't get married to her. This one, he got married to somebody else. This one got pregnant, but she faked the pregnancy.
Wow. Trapped him.
And then I had to tell him that, because when he was telling me how far along she was like 6 months or something like that. And I said, bro, she ain't had no miscarriage. She had a period.
Wow.
That's a baby, bro.
Wow.
6 months. 6 months, you had a baby.
Wow.
At 6 months, you giving birth, and they keep you in the hospital for a couple of days.
Wow.
Because it's not a miscarriage at that point.
Yeah. Yeah. You are absolutely right about that.
So it kind of altered me. And I don't know that I've ever fully bounced all the way back.
Uh-huh.
Because even with my daughter's father,
yeah,
when he cheated and we broke up, me leaving him wasn't hard.
Okay.
I never looked back.
Wow. How was your daughter when you left her?
She was 6 months.
6 months?
She was 6 months old when I moved out. We tried to I laugh all the time about this.
Mm-hmm.
I said, Usher's Confessions is my real life story.
What you say? It was your real life story?
It is my real life story. My daughter's father, we broke up, and then we both did our own thing. The girl he cheated on me with, he tried to act like he didn't cheat on with her. But eventually, it came to a point where he's like, you know what? I want my family back.
Wow.
So me like, okay, you know what? I would love to give my daughter both parents in the household. So let's go ahead and give this a try.
Right.
So we are putting things back, put our cards on the table. I was like, yeah, I went out with this guy. Nothing ever got physical. We talked on the phone. This. And he tells me, well, you think I slept with her, don't you? I said, I absolutely 1000%. You staying in the house with her and her brother.
Yeah.
I 1000% think you slept with her. I didn't sleep with the girl. Now, mind you, he was probably the happiest I've seen him in a long time for the next 2 weeks. Then a complete shift happened and he got real depressed. And that was right around the time the Usher's Confessions came out. Let It Burn was number 6 and Confessions was number 5. How do I remember this? Because he played them back to back every time we got in the car.
Wow.
Every single time we got in the car, he played the song. And to the point where I started putting 2 to 2 together. And again, like my Mikey said, my mama said, whatever's done in the dark will always come to the light. We're staying at my mom's house. Now, I know every nook and cranny of the house, the creek, where you can hear this or whatever the case may be. So he gonna go downstairs thinking that he can go downstairs and be on the phone and I won't hear him. Not knowing I know exactly which room and what vent to lean on to hear your whole entire conversation.
Wow.
Not the vent.
Yeah. So I heard him talking about the whole situation. And he was completely crushed. He wasn't excited about it. He wasn't. Like when he said, that's what I thought all I could say. My chick on the side said she got one on the way. Wow. It's exactly what happened to him. That's what crushed him. He lied and told me that he didn't sleep with the girl. Then 2 weeks later, she tells him she's pregnant.
Wow.
Now, had he actually just fessed up to, yeah, I slept with her, we could have worked through the repercussions of you sleeping with her. But now that you lied, we can't. So
it wasn't no coming back from that, right?
Right, wasn't no really coming back from it because, and it might have been a thing we'll come back from it. But let me tell you why he didn't push for it. He didn't push for it because what he said was, see, I was able to stand on my own 2 feet. I had the support of my family in the case of anything, because he saw my family kicking in, helping out with Zaria, helping me do all kinds of stuff with my daughter, anything I needed, we weren't going to go without.
Right.
Her mother and father been staying in the same apartment for 40 years.
Wow.
And she didn't have anything. So he stayed with her, not because he loved her, but because he knew that if he left her with his baby, his baby would be in trouble. He knew that me and Zaria would be okay.
So he knew that.
So he's like, but it's like, how do you do that? I didn't understand that. I mean, now they eventually got married, and it wasn't until the day I found out that he was getting married that I realized I never was really in love with this man.
Wow. You guys
Because
just had a baby together, huh?
we just had a baby together. That was to me, that my daughter was God's way of slowing me down and giving me something, giving me a purpose to go for.
So
Because
your daughter slowed you down.
my daughter slowed me down.
Was you a wild child?
I was wild. I was a controlled wild, but I was wild.
Okay.
I was controlled wild, but I was wild.
Wow.
So
Party and everything
now,
else.
Crystal?
Are you dating now?
I've attempted to. My tolerance level is so low that it's like, nope, I'm cool. I'm cool.
I think everybody who been dating, divorced, had a bad breakup, I think they have certain levels of tolerance. Their tolerance level is really low too as well. So what's next? I want to know, and this is open forum. You guys can come off your microphone, come off mute. I want to know who desires to be married again, and what are you looking for in that next potential someone, that next potential spouse or potential mate? Who desires to be married, and what are you looking for in that next potential person?
She got to know how to cook.
You what?
She got to know how to cook.
You got to know how to cook. What else?
Yeah. Actually, you know what? I need her to. I want to go with the general. Oh, she has to love the Lord and woman of God. Okay, really? I need her to be healed.
Ooh.
I need her to be healed from everything that she had to go through, because it's not my job or my responsibility to deal with what you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not going to project mines on you. Like if we need to talk and we having a moment and we kind of go into our past, cool. But for the most part, I don't want what you went through or what I went through to hinder us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want no roadblocks. And then this is real subjective. She got to have some common sense.
Common sense ain't common.
It really ain't. It really ain't. I think when the Lord was handling that, I think he didn't want to say nothing, but I think he kind of got to the bottom of the bottle, and only people got sprinkles of it. Because everybody ain't got a whole measure of it.
So with you being divorced, G, do you desire to be married again?
Yeah, that's a good question. You know what?
Are you still in deliberation?
Huh?
Are you still in deliberation?
No, you know what? No. Would I marry again? Yeah, I would. I'm not so, like I said, she has to be healed. So I have to go through my own healing as well.
Yeah.
So do you feel like you're healed?
Yeah, I don't have any no ill will. I'm not bitter. I don't hate you anymore. It ain't F you, that kind of stuff, all that. Because we all go through all that. It ain't none of that. I still have a little side eye when it comes to women, though. It's like, all right, little stuff like that. But I'm good. I had to literally just say, I had to, one, like Terry said earlier, I had to forgive myself, first of all. I had to forgive myself. And I had to, Michael Jackson said the best, I had to look at the man in the mirror.
Yeah.
And like some of the stuff that we went through, it wasn't all on her or all just on me. Like, wasn't no cheating, none of that, wasn't no physical abuse. It was more, when I say healed, it was more generational, family generational that crept in. So friends, when y'all was talking about friends, family too. You got to be careful.
Yeah.
Got to be careful, because you have to understand.
Keep them at a distance.
Yeah, because you have to understand who you fall in love with or who you marry. You not just doing your own little interview with them, but you checking out their family too. Because guess what? They still share the same bloodline, the same habits, everything like that. So you need to know, okay, I got you, all right, you done passed gas in front of me. We cool now. We good. I need to check out your auntie, your mama, your cousin, your sisters, little J-Rock and them, all them. Like, cause somewhere along the line, whatever's in your bloodline, it's gonna pop out.
Yeah.
You got to know that family dynamic, right?
You have to. You have to.
What about you, Terry? You desire to be married again? And what are you looking for, Terry? Don't you come on here and say your Boaz neither.
I was not gonna say
Terry
that.
is looking for.
Years ago, I probably would have said that, but I'm not gonna say that.
You're looking for large aura.
I'm not sure at this point if there's a real desire for me to be married. I mean, I'm not sure. I can't say yes and I can't say no because, you know, I got a lot of married friends. Well, all my friends really are married. And I got some of them that's going through that, you know, everything they do, they got to answer to it. They got to, oh, I need to be back at this time. I need to do this. I need to do that. And for a long time, I said, I ain't got nobody answer to but my 9-year-old grandson. He's 10 now. That was the only person I had to answer to. So that was kind of cool. And I like that. And then some days I'm just,
Did you hear Vanessa, Terry? I'm sorry, I need to cut you off. Did you hear Vanessa? She said she going through.
You said you
are you
going through?
I'm sorry. I don't know. Some days it's good to be able to plan your own agenda and you ain't got to clear it with nobody. It's good to be able to go out and grab some stuff and you ain't got to account for every nickel dime you spent. I mean, like, you know, those are just minor petty things, but the independence of being alone becomes comfortable. But then there are days like I'll get up and I don't want to go take my car to get an oil change. I don't want to go wash my car, you know. I don't want to take it into the shop. I don't want to rub my own feet. So it's those days that you
cut your own grass.
Well, I don't do that anyway. They do that here. But yeah, it was a time I didn't want to do that either. So I don't know where I'm at right now. It would really have to be something where it just accidentally occurred or we met. I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm not out looking. So if it doesn't happen, I won't be disappointed. But if there was, I would look for a person who had mentally had it all together. I mean, I know nobody really ever does really all the way have it together, but person will have to have a certain amount of security within himself that he knows who he is. You know, at 57 years old, I don't want to raise somebody's grown child and he needs to come already put together. You know, like I don't want to be putting little pieces together. So a person who's sure about their identity and who they are and where they stand and what they want out of life, the chances of them being successful in a relationship is a lot better than those who still at this point, oh, well, I don't know if I want to be the manager of McDonald's or if I want to own my own business. At this point, you got to know what you want to do in life. So I just need them to be put together well. And then the person, you know, you say that, you know, I'm not finna say that you this, you know, that, you know, but yeah, they got to love Christ. Really, they do. They honestly has to. They have to love him, have some type of relationship with him, have some type of foundation, because if not, you know, it's like they pulling from an empty well. They have to have something that they can, you know, anchor themselves into. And, you know, and I'm not going to say that a relationship with somebody who doesn't spiritually have it all together wouldn't work, because none of us do. You know, we sinners saved by grace every day, but you would have to, knowing the Lord in a relationship is a non-factor. It has to be. And then,
that is an absolute deal breaker if they don't know the Lord, right?
That's a deal breaker. Really, it is. But
no relationship with Christ.
Yep, and just basic security within themselves. You know, I just don't. I can't deal with the indecisiveness, like not knowing, and you gotta help them through every aspect. I can't do that.
Right.
I'm at a point like I don't get the statement wrong, because I don't need anybody to take. Y'all know I physically take care of myself. I financially take care of myself, but it would be good to know that if I couldn't, I wouldn't. Whoever comes can help to, hold me up some. When you've been so independent for so long, it's hard to receive that from someone else. So, it'll be a learning experience all the way around. But the gist of it is right now, I would say moving forward in another relationship would be strictly just accepting whatever God allowed. And that's the only way I know to put it,
We got a couple questions in the chat, but I want to ask Lily and Game and Cece real quick. Do you guys desire to be married? And what are you looking for?
Yeah, I do.
Uh-huh.
And I guess the simplest way to put it, I'm looking for my perfect space partner.
Perfect space partner.
Goodbye.
But no, if you think about it, right? When you got the
what's on your mind.
We got the perfect space partner. Y'all got chemistry.
I like that.
You know when I got a good hand, you know when I don't have a good hand. I ain't gotta tell you, I ain't gotta give you a whole lot of signals. You can look at me and tell me, okay, she ain't got it right now.
You know what? I'm laughing because that's right up my boy who in the chat right now. That's right up his alley. Spade partner. Hey, that's my boy. That's road dog. Spade partner.
That's what it is,
Uh-huh.
You got to be able to have a rhythm.
Yeah.
I need somebody that knows my rhythm. That knows that I don't have to verbally say I am having a bad day.
They know it.
They know it and can sense it enough to ask me, "Are you okay?"
Mm-hmm. I love it. Lily, what about you?
Hold on, let me grab this call, y'all. I'll be right back.
I'm not. It's not nothing. Ooh, I gotta get married. I mean, if it happens, it happens. But more than likely, it's not gonna be for love. It's gonna be on the financial stability, companionship, and I mean, if love happens, so be it. But
you say you don't care about the love, huh?
Nah, I should, but
Lily comfortable.
I mean, if I got a good tolerance, we good.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I can tolerate you, we good. It's not required.
Right. What about you, Gang? What about you, Ren?
Getting married.
You what?
I'm out. I'm not getting married.
You're not getting married?
Nope, not seeking it. I don't want it. If you want the card out of my deck, I'll give it to you.
So what about a mate? Or if a mate would cross your path, what are some of the characteristics you need to have, man?
Own car, her own house, and her own business. Have her own retirement plan set. So what I require in 51, the dating pool would be so small that it just about won't be nobody in.
Wow.
And it's because I've set myself apart and I have all that lined up. I'll be retired in the next 3 or 4 years. So if you ain't where I'm at or moving in that direction, if I gotta put in too much work to make it work, then I ain't got that in me though.
Right. Hey, like the old people say, I got more years behind me than I do in front of me, huh?
Yep.
I'd rather sit down with my grandkids.
There it is.
Man, if I wanna do the one wrong, hey, look, the game dirty now. All that's for sure.
Oh yeah. We got some good questions in the chat, man. We got a couple good questions. Ebony,
So-
she's on. My cousin Audrey, she's on. Oh man, we got some good questions in the chat.
So one of the questions is
Oh,
for
hey,
Owen. He
just
said,
for anybody.
but once he asked you, are you,
No. The one
oh,
before that. What does healed look like?
what does healed look like?
That's a very good question.
Okay, and I got an answer for you. To me,
Okay.
heal looks like whatever you've been through and you've given it to God, or you had a chance to process it, deal with it, go to counseling, whatever you need to do to get to deal with it. You have matured past whatever immaturity pre-healing, if that makes sense. So, like, let's just say, for whoever asked the question, you was in a relationship and you got your heart broke.
Mhm.
You was in that dark room. We all have been in the dark room before. And you mad at them, you got all these issues, you ready to cuss them out, you ready to fight, whatever the case is. Heal means, okay, you know what? First of all, I forgive myself for everything that I've done. Two, I forgive myself or forgiving you for everything that you've done. And I've given everything that has happened, I've given it over to God. So, you know what, God, I can't do it no more. You take it. You take it and deal with the inner parts of my heart, them dark areas and gray areas. And whatever's not supposed to be there, take it. And whatever that is there that remains, and even if it was bad, take it as a learning curve. Like our pastor now, he's talking about your calling. So take that as part of your stepping stone or your lesson in school for you to learn, okay, I know not to do this again. I know not to go here again. I'm accepting that one, not accepting that one. So heal. Just when you have literally gotten past that dark room.
Mm-hmm. I like that, G.
You
Yeah,
no
man,
longer. Go ahead.
I was just gonna jump on there, which is one of the key contributors to those person ain't healed is when they always talk about a past breakup.
That part.
If they leave their conversations with that, it's like that's a red flag on the plate.
You're still there.
They're not healed. That is so true, man.
Like the stages of go through like the grief acknowledgement type of situations, growth, understanding, all of that goes within the heal stuff for me.
Wow. I like that, Lee. I like that.
You know what? I like I want to piggyback on that too, because I feel like you heal too when you're not taking what happened in your previous relationship you were hurt in to another relationship. You can't take what you went through into another one, because you just taken one wound to another relationship. You done bandage it up, say, okay, I went through that, but I'm finna go over here to this one, but you still got the scab on there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't take stuff from, because if your previous relationship, if they cheated on you, had a baby on you, whatever, you go over here to this next relationship and you thinking every time you turn around like they cheating or they didn't had a baby or something like that, So if you still having those type of issues, you ain't healed.
No, there's no healing involved.
Yeah, you're not healed at all.
We got a couple more. We got Ebony. She said something.
She said that's me.
She just said, I think.
Oh, I think healed means you are at peace when faced with the situation or the issue.
I agree.
You're at peace with something, and also healing means I can be in the room with you without getting angry, without triggers coming about. I can be in the same room with you. I can speak to you.
Right.
I can even hold a conversation with you without this anger and this rage building back up.
Or your feelings.
So if you can be in that room with that person, coexist with that person, even though you guys know that you're not going to go cross that route again, but if you can just be around this person and don't feel anger or hatred towards them, that's a healing process.
Yeah.
That is healed.
Owen also asked, but once he asked you, are you willing to talk without lashing out? I think that was for Lily.
Yeah. Are you willing to talk without lashing out?
But once he asks you, are you willing to talk about without lashing out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would.
It takes a lot to get me to lash out. Perfect. But I know me. So if I'm at a point where I know I'm about to lash, I pretty much stay away from it because I'm gonna say some stuff, some hurtful stuff. You know, so when I'm at a certain point, because I know me. But I can, I prefer straight up communication. I don't lash.
Yeah.
I do. All bad.
I love it. Hey, there it is. Ebony said she did it with my ex. Ebony, we're doing a part 2 next week of the single walk. I got 2 more guests coming on, and Ebony, it's floor is yours to come on over here and share. You too. Oh, I need another male perspective as well, and everything. But yeah, that healing process is it's a journey. It's a journey to go through that process. And it's also a journey to step back out, put your foot back out there in the love pool again.
I got a question. So, you know, you guys, I don't know if you guys heard of these like different TV shows like Married at First Sight or what is it? Dating. What is that one on Netflix?
See, we had some amazing guests on last week, Michaela and her husband.
It was some,
and they were sharing their journey
love
after lockup.
Mm-hmm. And then there was also Love is Blind or something like that. So since everybody on here is single, except for me and Brian. So would you guys do, if the opportunity came, would you do like Married at First? Okay, Lily said or Love is Blind, or there's even one that says I think it comes on
Ready to Love.
Not ready, Ready to Love. And then there's also one where the couples, they've been dating each other online for like however many months or however many years, and they've never met in person, but they see each other like on Zoom. They talk on FaceTime or Zoom all the time. And then they finally meet each other face to face, like in person on this show. So would you guys do something like that? Like, would you guys do one of those shows? G, no. Lily, no. Terry?
The shows are very so fake and scripted. No.
What about you, Gang? Would you do one of the reality shows? You broke up a little bit.
I said, no, I wouldn't.
You would?
Okay. You would. Kristen, what about you, Kristen? Would you do one of the reality shows? Love after lockup.
No, I'm gonna do no Love after lockup.
Of everybody.
Like no.
Kristen, would you do Married at First Sight? Kristen, you there?
She might be still on the phone.
She may be sitting on the phone.
And she had to take a call.
Okay.
Oh no.
So if me and you
say hell no, that's foolish. You ain't lying, people.
So if me and you wasn't married and we were single, would you do one of those shows?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay. I couldn't do it because I would want to get a chance to walk up to you, talk to you, probably court you and everything. But I just couldn't do them shows like that. And like Lily say, it's so scripted and stuff, man. I mean, they scripted for ratings.
Yeah.
And everything. So it's scripted. I wouldn't do that.
So would you guys do speed dating? Like if there was like a speed dating event, like say
I might try that.
I would do that.
So if me and Brian set up a speed dating event here in Peoria or St. Louis, wherever, and we invited y'all, we picked out some people just to come and just kind of vibe along, and y'all do the speed dating around the table and stuff, would y'all do that?
Or better yet, I got another good one for you. I got another good one for you.
Well, let's answer the speed date. Would y'all do speed date?
I would speed date.
Yeah. I'm down for a conversation.
Okay.
George,
Take for
Gunpowder. Would you speed date?
be like, next.
that's a no.
No.
Oh, so if you guys watched the show, previous episodes we did, we highlighted Pop the Balloon and Find Love.
No.
So would you go on the show like Pop the Balloon and Find Love?
No.
No,
Nope.
no.
No, we got a unanimous no.
Cause you pop your balloon on me, I'll be like, I know you lied.
See, they had to take you out. They had
Come
to
on.
take
They
you
would.
You'll be the one that you be the one. Ebony said she'll definitely do speed dating.
out. So we need to get a speed date.
Y'all
and
should
things
go on and
together.
set that up, V and Brian. Go on and set that up. I mean, if nothing
we
else,
can
it'd be a
locate
lot of
good 10
fun.
singles from each side. I know around 10 guys that's
Yeah.
looking for good women, and we know some women that's looking for good men. We may do that. That may be on the
That'll be-
horizon.
Don't put me on no speed date with nobody who ain't ready to put me in my soft girl era.
Oh Lord Jesus, here we go.
You know what?
Oh my God.
You got to come in with an open mind.
You got to be open-minded with the situation, Lee.
Hey, Brian,
What?
don't you be picking a whole bunch of Cowboy fans and Celtics fans just to get on my dang on nerves either.
That's hilarious.
You know what? I'm gonna pick a few Steelers fans too and Warrior fans. See,
They ain't
How
got
about that?
to be Steelers fans and Warrior fans. Just go too far left on me.
George got the Bears hat on and stuff,
They don't even
and he got a lot of snow on the top. So rub boy.
Hey.
Hey man, it's getting near that time, y'all. We're gonna do a part 2 next week, and you guys are invited if you guys want to come back next week with a couple different guests next week. You guys are always welcome to come back. But it has been really fun, man. I really wanted to do like a little game, but I'll hold that off until probably our next episode, because we don't want to hold you guys too long. We want to be mindful of your time and everything, but we thank you.
We still got.
Man,
we
we-
definitely gotta do that speed date.
Man, we
Wait a
gotta
minute,
do
you
this.
ain't this kind on Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
Well, it's a different atmosphere on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. I on Tuesdays and Wednesdays I have triggers, so I'm next to my calm on Thursdays. Tuesday and Wednesday, I'm next to a group of individuals that just take me there. So
And I be telling him to cut it.
she
Right.
just closed the door, cut it. Hey man, but thank all of our guests that
Yes,
came
I'm
on
glad
tonight,
y'all
man.
came on.
We really appreciate you guys, man. And we wish nothing but the best in your future endeavors, in your next journey. Whatever God has in store for you guys, we wish you guys nothing but the best, man. You got something to say to them?
I enjoyed them.
I did
I
too,
did.
man.
It was fun.
I did too. We want everybody to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. We're at 99 subscribers.
Yeah.
We need one more subscriber to hit that magical century mark.
100, yes. And thanks for all our people in the live chat
In the
too.
chat too. And thanks for everybody who's just
Interact.
sitting in listening
Yep.
and didn't want to comment. We thank you for tuning in with us tonight. We
Yep.
really appreciate you guys. Next week is going to be the same episode. We got a different set of singles. Maybe you have some of these that's going to share their journey and what they're looking for. And then we're going to do our singles game next week. So definitely tune in next week. With that being said, I'm Brian.
I'm Vanessa.
And we're the Pals.
And we out
We
here.
are out of here, y'all. Peace.
Peace.